Welcome to the Creative Spin Podcast. Another episode today with another creative person. He's right over here, but you can't see him. I'm talking to you guys, but he's right over here. Hi, how's it going? Oh, you can't say anything because we're gonna have to hit that intro and come back and speak to Andy all the way in Australia. How's it going there? We'll find out soon.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Workplace One, a company offering boutique private offices, co-working spaces, and virtual office solutions, as well as meeting rooms in the best neighborhoods of Toronto and Kitchener-Waterloo. Ideal for entrepreneurs, companies, and passionate business people. Workplace One is where you want to be with your business. For more information, go over to workplaceone.com.
Andy! How
hey,
is it going, Andy?
It's going great. Going great.
All right. I wrote some stuff here so I wouldn't forget because, I keep blaming my gray hair for all of the forgetfulness that's going on in my head. On the last episode, I kind of blamed the AirPods. So I don't know. One of the two, one of the two might be at fault. I'm not quite sure which one. But Andy, welcome all the way from Adelaide, South Australia.
Yeah, well, I'm not actually in Adelaide. I'm in Nairn, which is in the country.
Oh, okay.
But the closest capital city for working out all our time zone craziness. And then I got into filmmaking. I went to film school and dropped out because it was going to cost me too much money, even though I was going to watch lots of fantastic art house films. Yeah. And I started my own traveling cinema business, which I did for 20 years. So I did actually work in the film industry for 20 years, but showing films, not making them. And then I've recently become a father in the last, 3 years or so. And having a traveling cinema business, which travels all over the country, isn't really kind of in line with having kids. And I had this kind of window of opportunity to go, okay, how about I try and get my career back to its creative origins, and with social media and the technology we have available today, I think there's a lot more opportunity to get your creative work out to the world. So I kind of saw the opportunity, and I had the window of time available. So I just started something on YouTube and a podcast called Fork in the Road, because my business was called Road Movie Mobile Cinema.
And your channel is quite interesting. I love the way that because a lot of the videos, especially the latest ones, you're just basically drawing wherever in your car most of the times. And that's actually showing the other side that, it's not only the equipment. You don't need to go out and rent studios and try to have the best looking backdrop and all of that. The content is what really counts. And what you're putting out there for your channel is your art. Right? And that's the important part. And I think that's interesting. Now, I do have a question. Why did you choose to go black and white?
I've always loved, there's a thing about personal branding and standing out and being different. So that was in the back of my mind. But I come from, in my film days, my first short film was black and white. I love noir films. I love kind of B noir kind of films and horror sci-fis from the 50s kind of era. They are so cool. The dialogue is just like, you can't have dialogue like that in films these days. And just some of the ideas that were explored in those real cheap, knock 'em out B-grade films is it is something which I found really inspiring.
Do you find that you will eventually have to record some in color just because of the drawing itself, or what's the idea? Like, how are you going to work around that?
Yeah. I'm kind of working in two worlds. So when the actual pencil sketches which I do are in black and white. But when I've made videos which have cut to time lapses of the illustrations and that, they've always been in full color. So
you go into color on those ones.
Yeah. So the illustration world is kind of the world of color, and the real world is,
Is the black and white. I like that. Interesting.
With the Elijah and Crumpet book that I'm illustrating at the moment, called Motivate Man, is currently in the Kickstarter phase, and so like and we've actually met our goal, but we want to obviously get as much as we can, because we want to make further books as well.
Absolutely.
And it's all about inclusion, having kids with Down syndrome represented in children's books, which you just don't see much representation of. So
that's a great initiative.
Yeah. So that's for Kickstarter. We're 37 days left.
All right, so we'll definitely link you guys up.
Yeah.
And hopefully all of you guys that are watching us or listening to us will go down to the description, click on that link, and do what you can. I mean, that's the bottom line, right?
Yeah. There's lots of tiers of support levels. So yeah, it's going really well, but it's fantastic that it's going to get out there. Very excited.
All right. And Andy will, like I said, we'll put all your Twitters and Instagrams and YouTubes and podcasts and all of those things right on the description. So anybody that's listening or watching us, they can go click and check out your artwork and what you're doing, and listen to your podcasts. And I wish you all the best. And this was a great connection. I'm so glad that we had this conversation today. All right. And with that, we're going to say hasta luego. And I don't know where the next podcast is going to be. We're probably going to go to the moon. I don't know, because Australia's pretty far. So I guess the next step for us is going to be the moon. All right. Thank you, Andy.
Ciao.
All right.